Tonight we're going to honor Agnes, who I found out tonight has actually had 53 years in nursing, 43 of them here at Harris, the 10 in England or Ireland before she came. SRP6 has a wonderful legacy and a phenomenal group of nurses, and all of it is owing to this one little woman. You know, Agnes, years ago, came to SRP6, or actually it was in Jonestown, wasn't it? And Dr. Rutledge, Rob Rutledge, wanted to start a general surgery unit for his patients. And he chose Agnes to be his first trainee. And he taught her general surgery nursing. And that legacy has continued from that moment until this day. So we're honoring Agnes tonight. And I'm so proud to know her as a friend and a colleague. And I'm thankful that she has led our unit all these years. Thank you.
When I came to Texas, it was like going to heaven, Dr. Heaven. Because when I got here, the nurse said, "Can I help you?" Want to help me? And Agnes was also very good at telling me things about patients that I couldn't get from them. She was really good in terms of taking alcohol histories. Watch out for this guy, he's going to go into ETs. Watch out, he's going to get an abscess. He's going to pull his line. And she was right half the time. It was unbelievable. Agnes had that capability to do that. When you see a great nurse and how they act and how they treat their patients, you know a great nurse. It's hard to define. And you know, I would consider Agnes to be the Mother Teresa, not only the sixth floor, but of Paris. And I think
and I remember someone telling me that they weren't really sure if Agnes was from Ireland or Scotland or maybe Australia. I couldn't stop laughing and I couldn't explain why. I'm at a breakfast group pretty much every Friday. And some of the doctors, when I mentioned that Agnes was retiring, I got, first of all, Dr. Bussey and Dr. McGeehee, of course, were very unhappy that I'm here. That I expected. I mean, they're surgeons, right? But Billy Pugh, all of you know Billy? He's a cardiologist. What's he going to say about Agnes? He said, "I'm going to miss all the hugs." I didn't want my patients over in the Harris building, not because it was an older building, but because they got better care on the surgical floor. And luckily, I had enough clout even back then to get my way. I had total confidence in Agnes's ability, and, as has been said, the whole floor.
I was walking down the hall, and I hear Agnes say, "Get your lazy ass up out of And I walked back and I looked in the room, and I thought, "Jeez Louise," and I just kept on walking. The next day, I had that patient. I walked in and I said, "Good morning, my name's Brenda, I'll be your nurse today." And the patient said, "What's wrong with you?" And I was thinking about, I said, "Do you know Agnes? Don't you just love her?" She could talk to them like that and they loved her. I'd say, "Good morning, what's the matter with you?"
Agnes is the kind of person that first when I started working with her, she made me absolutely sick. She would get on my nerves because she was kind of tough, and I was like, "Ooh, she get on my nerves." I said, "I don't think I'm gonna make it at Harris." But you can't say bad things about her. You know, she's a good friend. She's a great mentor because she taught me a lot. Agnes, you've been great. I'm gonna miss you. Don't be calling my house crying.
My patient wasn't doing very well, and Agnes was taking care of the patient, and she said, "Come here." And I said, "Yes, ma'am." I was brought up by a bunch of nuns, and they scare me to this day, and then Agnes had that same effect. I said, "Yes, ma'am, you need to put an NG tube down this patient, or I'll put it down for you." I said, "Okay." got better, and from that day on I started calling her St. Agnes. I always referred to her as St. Agnes, and every patient I said, oh, you got St. Agnes, because everybody that has St. Agnes got better. I really wish that, you know, you walk into Harris Hospital and you see all the doctors that are Doctor of the Year. Well, I think they should have a Nurse of the Year on the other side. And I think Agnes should be the first Nurse of the Year up there.
I admired Agnes because of her no-nonsense style of nursing. I really enjoyed Agnes' sense of humor. Not just the people in bed, but, you know, when computers came, we'd be walking down the hall and Agnes would turn to me and she'd say, with a little smile, you know how humor is kind of dry, she'd say, can you believe this bullshit? You may have been tough and no nonsense, but that's what people needed. And they all loved you, the patients loved you. You set the bar. You ought to retire very proud because you set the bar.
I was the recipient of Agnes's care when I was a patient. I got absolutely the best care that anybody could have ever gotten. I still have the big white fluffy kitty cat that she went and bought me, so I have something to hold on. I was in isolation. Nobody wanted to come see me. I have a cat to hold on. She doesn't like cats. This is one great lady, and I'm privileged to have known her. Thank you.
When you look around the room and you see all these things, nobody wakes up and comes to work at a hospital and says, gee, one of these days I want to be this cool. One of these days I want to have this acknowledgement. All of this happens to her because she is who she is. It's not because she's trying to get anything, she's just who she is. I had to choose a floor where I would want to be when I got sick, I'm looking for that. I would choose as an internist to be on your floor because I like the way you guys interact. I trust what you do, I trust your judgment. Agnes has taught you to be the nurses that you are.
Agnes seemed to know about all the patients, all the time. And so even the nurse that had my patient, I would trust Agnes more about the nurse. And every time there's a cardiac arrest, where is Agnes? Y'all already know. Where is Agnes? Hell, I want to know where she was.
When we used to have the code, the drill was you run to the doorway and you yell, Agnes! Agnes taught me how to make nursing coffee. I thought I was good at military coffee, but obviously the Irish in her wasn't satisfied. And because that was night shift, I had to make her first pot of coffee of the day. And if it wasn't sufficient, she would come to you and look at you, stirring it like one of the witches in Macbeth, and go, I can see the spoon. She helped us on night shift so much with our doctors because we would have somebody and we would call our doctors and they would not be awake and you say, I really need something for this patient now. And they're not awake, you go, in the morning, Agnes will be here and she will have this patient. She will be calling you. And half the time, y'all got dressed and came in. Because you too were afraid. But anyway, love my lady. She has made me the nurse that I am today. I don't know how good that is, but she has made me the nurse that I am today.